There is a bond that sisters share that is special. Heidi Hochworth and her sister, Katrina Marino, seem to exceed even that as they practically raise their families together.
Yeah, we were pregnant together, which was really neat. You know, we would go to the beach together for the week, and we used to go up there every year. We went on a Disney cruise, went to Disney World.
Heidi loved not just her sister, but also her firefighter husband Kenny, who was a member of New York's elite Rescue 1 squad. Katrina was with Kenny at the station house on September 11th.
He went around to every door and gave each of them a hug and kiss, and he had never done that before, which it gives me chills just to say it.
Just as this answering machine message,
Heidi, this is Katrina. Turn on the news.
Gave Heidi chills 20 years ago.
Like a 727 just crashed into the World Trade Center, and you know, Kenny's working, he's going to be there.
Katrina was in Lower Manhattan for this photo shoot her daughter Kristen was in. And just a few blocks away, Kenny Marino was heading up the stairs of Tower 1 when it collapsed.
I knew he was there, and I think I knew then in my heart that he wasn't going to come out of there.
For Katrina, it took a certain picture later in 2001 for her to truly understand what happened.
Saw on the news his fire truck all under the rubble, all crushed in. And
I asked her
Time has not healed those wounds.
how she was doing now that it's been this long, and she said, I wish I didn't have to say this, but it's harder. You would think it would get easier, but it's not.
How about for you?
It's always there.
Through the years, Katrina and her kids, Kristen and Tyler, stayed connected to 9/11, but Katrina's life was largely shattered.
She never remarried. She never had a relationship after she focused on the kids.
Which did create some bright spots. Kenny Marino was a huge baseball fan, and before he died, he'd given another Kenny, Ken Griffey Jr., an NYFD shirt for Griffey's newborn son. Then, as we reported in 2006, a few weeks after 9/11, Kenny's widow Katrina sent an email to the Cincinnati Reds telling them that one of the lost firefighters had idolized Griffey, and couldn't Griffey find a way to hit a home run for her late husband? Well, someone on the Red staff brought the email to Griffey in the dugout before the game, and sure enough,
there it goes!
Griffey hit that home run and became friends with Kenny's family, even having them at his Hall of Fame induction ceremony in 2016.
When I drive by here,
On the 10th anniversary in 2011,
I know that there's something here honoring him.
Heidi and her kids dedicated a brick at Greensboro's Fire Station 1 for Kenny.
Because we don't have a grave, you know. We don't have a place to go.
And although she can no longer talk to her gentle giant of a brother-in-law, over these last 20 years,
Before I'm falling asleep, I would have conversations with him and tell him I'm trying to look after her and make sure she's okay, and the kids. And I know he's so proud of them.
as he should be. Now, all grown up, they keep an eye out for Kenny, as his daughter Kristen did recently in this TikTok video.
There's been no justice for this. We say that all the time, never forget. And I started saying always remember, because I won't forget.